What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Before I get into the subject matter at hand, if you want to show love to the channel, you can do so at the link that I will provide in the description box. I try to do the best videos possible for you guys, and if you can donate to the channel, it'd be much appreciated. Let me talk about the subject matter at hand. Now, I don't normally like to talk about off the court stuff. I've dabbled with it in the past. Earlier in the season, I tried to do some videos talking about off the court stuff. I did something with Andre Drummond, I remember, and him knocking up a couple of Instagram models and some other videos. But I like to just talk about basketball on this channel. Part of it is I don't have a lot of interest for most of that stuff. Another part of it is I just, I don't know. I feel like some type of TMZ groupie or TMZ, sludge ball for talking about some of that shit, man. But I had a request to talk about this, and she is married to an NBA player and a guy who's a star, so I'll talk about it. Ayesha Curry, of course, did an interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, and that interview has caused a lot of controversy, a lot of talk around social media, and some criticisms among people in social media for what she said. She talked about uh, the fact that she has to constantly fend off groupies from around Stephen Curry. She's saying that Stephen Curry, her husband, is a naturally friendly and approachable person. He talks to people, but she says that she can see the motives behind some of these women's uh, conversations with her husband, to the point where she said sometimes she feels like punching some of these women in the face. Um, and she said that this can cause some insecurity for her. Now, this is the thing. She says that she thinks her husband doesn't see the intentions of what these women are. She doesn't think that he sees the nefarious intentions they have. That might be partially true, but men like attention from women. We do. We like attention from women, especially beautiful women. Not only does it boost our confidence, but I know for me personally, it just boosts, it's, I'm going to tell you something. Flirting is about the highest you can go in our society, where it's somewhat socially acceptable, but it's like the closest you can get at times to having sexual intercourse with someone who you're not in a relationship with, and it not being like totally shamed. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think Steph Curry knows who he is, and he probably has no interest whatsoever of cheating on his wife. His wife is a very beautiful woman, but he probably realizes that these women are succubus, some of them, and he knows what their intentions are. She sees it totally 100%. He probably sees it 60, 70%. That's just my guess. Okay. Um, as far as her feeling some type of, insecurities about this, and that's the thing though, if she feels insecure about it, then that's saying something about her, as if maybe she feels like she's not enough for him anymore. Because I don't know when these two got married, but I'm assuming it was sometime. I'm just guessing, but I'm assuming it might have been sometime around a little bit after he got drafted, which had been 10 years ago now, going on. So these two have been married since their early 20s. At that time, Steph Curry wasn't necessarily an NBA star. You know, I remember him being one of the best rookies, but he wasn't Steph Curry. I don't think Steph Curry really became Steph Curry until what, 2015 maybe. So he's really grown as as an entity. You know, he's a brand now. So maybe that kind of intimidates her. You know, she's mentioned she's had children. You can see that Ayesha Curry has put on a little weight, and this is not a knock on her. I think she's beautiful. Okay, and I like all types of women, but I know women have a thing with weight. You know, she's to me just a cute little chipmunk, but she's put on a little weight. I don't know whether that she's like she has some issues with her weight since she's had children. I don't know whether that's part of it, her insecurities, but I think what kind of bothers some guys is this. A lot of guys is when she says that on the flip side of that, she would like some attention from men. So it's kind of hypocritical that, and I see some women saying, well, I can understand that as a married woman, you still want to know that you still got it. But if on the flip side, let's say that Ayesha Curry was an actress, you know, like a A-list actress, and Steph Curry was her boy toy husband. He's just her boy toy husband. And he did an interview where he said, I get jealous of all the attention she gets from other men. But, at the same time, I kind of wish that women would come to me and flirt with me and make me feel good about myself. Do you think women would be as sympathetic with him? No. They would call him a greedy scumbag who wants to cheat on his wife. But a lot of this is the fact that women, I don't want to sound like Archie Bunker here, because I think this is going to be taken. But women generally are more emotional than men are, and I do notice that a lot of women crave attention. Um, I don't know whether this is part of the fact that we are more narcissistic collectively as a nation. Um, Women, I know, do like attention, but I've never seen to the point where women are putting their relationships and their marriages on the line just for a feeling of emotional fulfillment, from going from innocent flirting to inappropriate behavior, touching, to the point where um, you've committed an act of adultery. Then you try to compartmentalize it and say, well, okay, well, it's just that one time. And then you do it again and again and again. And then, shit hits the fan. And then all of a sudden it somehow, it always ends up to be, it'll be Stephen Curry's fault. That Ayesha Curry cheated on her husband for whatever reason. Not saying that it's going to happen, but what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's like, look, bottom line is when you get married, there's some shit that you just have to accept. When you get married, you can't sit there and just still expect other men to still flirt with you or, look at you. This is the thing. I think men look at her. Look at her. Literally, look at this picture. Look at this picture. Men look at her. I think it's the type of men that are looking at her that isn't enough for her. She don't want a guy like me looking at her. That's not enough. She needs the Eldris Elbas and the Terrence Howards and all these guys, the ooh and ah and standing and look at that piece of so I could get some of that. You almond-eyed beauty. But a lot of it is that I think these guys have a lot of respect for other guys. That's the thing. To me, men tend to respect other men who are married in a committed relationships and are of a certain status. You know, I'm not saying that Steph Curry has the alpha male personality, but he's in the alpha male role. And men are just naturally like that. They see two people, multimillionaires, and most men would be somewhat intimidated to even try to come at Ayesha Curry. It kind of reminds me of Halle Berry a couple of years ago. Might have been like 15 years ago or so. I remember her. I remember whatchamacallit complained about this too. From oh Jesus Christ, what's the show, man, on Fox? Um, oh my God, man, what is the name of the show? Power replaced it in its popularity. Oh Jesus Christ, man. The chick from Baby Boy. All right, that's the closest I can't think of her name right now. She complained about not being able to get a date. Um, a lot of these women don't understand, man, that a lot of men are intimidated by extremely beautiful women. Me personally, I never have been, or at least not in my adulthood, even though I'm not what you would call exactly, the most handsome man in the world. Because I picked up on the fact that women love confidence, even if it's pseudo confidence. Just emote confidence, and you'll be surprised at how you do with women. Um, but the thing about it, on the flip side, the reason why, like I said, women are coming at Steph Curry, and I said it before, is that they look at him as dollars. They look at him and they see the money. They see the status. They don't see what she sees. You know what I'm saying? But I think Ayesha Curry needs to just chill with wanting men to, come at her like that, because I just always find it dangerous when women crave that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some women that just like to flirt and to keep it like that. That's cool. But a lot of women, women are so emotional, it can turn into something else. You know what I'm saying? It can turn. I've known women in my personal life, man, and it goes from, well, he just isn't as emotionally fulfilling to me as he was, when we first got together, to, oh my God, I let him touch my ass, to you giving him a blowjob and the fucking, at work and shit on the desk, nobody's around, and or hand job, and then all of a sudden it just becomes like, well, how did I do this? Why did I do this? Not that. It just can go somewhere else totally, man. When you get married, all that other shit has to stop. You know what I'm saying? Really, honestly, I think when you get married, as hard as it is, you have to shut yourself down sexually from other people. Like, this is the double standard that piss off a lot of men. We're expected, when we get married or in a relationship, to become totally monogamous. Okay? We can't go around saying, oh, we still like to flirt with other women. We'd be called womenizers. So what does that make Ayesha Curry still wanting to go other men to flirt with her or talk to her or look at her? I know some people gonna be like, well, women are different. No, look, no. It's too dangerous, man. Because women are different and men are the same. Men are still pigs. Men are still wolves in sheep clothing, and I'm one of them. I'm just one of the nicer wolves, but I'm still a wolf. So that's how I feel about it, man. Some people might have different perspectives of it and disagree with me totally, but I think Ayesha Curry is kind of a little bit. She comes across as insecure to me. That's it.